They aren't rejecting you, they're reflecting you. People don't respond to your words. People respond to your energy, and your energy, it always tells the truth. I'm about to share the biggest wake up call for how and why you're being treated this way. So, this isn't about what they're doing to you, although it feels like it, even though it hurts. And I know it does. It's not about their behavior, their words, or their attention or lack of it. Here's the truth: they are simply showing who you really are back to you. They mirror your beliefs, your fears, your patterns, your behaviors, everything your nervous system learned growing up, they mirror back to you. They are your feedback of every betrayal, every loss, every shame, every unwanted treatment, every treatment you've ever unwarrantedly suffered, the things that you still subconsciously believe and consciously believe to be true. And you see, this isn't about blame. You're not doing this to yourself. These patterns were formed because of how you were raised, how your mind learned to survive, and how love and safety were modeled for you. You don't deserve bad treatment from anyone ever, and you never did. But until you learn to truly love yourself and release these old patterns, the cycles will keep repeating and the pain will only grow. And I know this to be true because this was my experience. So if you are ready to stop running, stop chasing, and stop begging for crumbs out of life to finally become the person that life shows up for fully, then keep listening. Because I wasn't treated badly by just one person. It felt like it came from every single direction you could imagine: family, friends, partners, even people I barely knew. And for years, I thought it was because there was something wrong with me. I remember saying to my mum when I was 20, "What's wrong with me?" She said, "There's nothing wrong with you." She used to say people are just jealous. But you see, this was the truth. I believe this was a treatment I was meant for. Like this was my lot because it was all I ever knew. Fight, roller coasters, uncomfortable situations, being blamed for things. I grew up absorbing beliefs that weren't mine, hustling. I inherited my mother's wounds before I even understood language. I learned love through inconsistency, through coldness, withholding and unpredictability. Oh, oh. My childhood taught me that, you see. It taught me that love disappears, that love is inconsistent, that love is conditional, that I have to earn love, that I have to be fucking perfect, that kindness flips into cruelty, affection comes with conditions. Shut up and put up, or you'll be kicked out to the curb. Being good isn't enough. Being clever is enough. Being intelligent isn't enough. Being perfect isn't enough. Being myself is too much. And safety doesn't stay. So my nervous system did the only thing it knew how to do. It recreated the same chaos everywhere I went, saying to me, basically, this is true for me. People treated me how I expected to be treated based on what had happened to me as a child. Not consciously, I didn't consciously expect it, and I certainly didn't consciously want it, but subconsciously, I believed this is the love I get. This is my lot. This is all I can receive. This is it. These are the types of people. That's it. That's all I can get. So my adult life became, in every area, not just love, inconsistent, being pulled close, pushed away, chosen, not chosen, chasing validation, overgiving to people who wouldn't notice if I was alive or dead. You think I'm kidding, and I'm not. Being taken for granted, being manipulated, being bullied, being gaslit, being taken from, being emotionally battered and being picked apart, then blamed for reacting, never getting an apology. And when someone kind came along, I'd sabotage it because kindness consistently felt unfamiliar. Stability felt unsafe. Being cherished felt wrong. I didn't understand why every pattern kept repeating, but I knew, and this is what it was. I was the common denominator in it, but I couldn't get to the answer. Why I kept attracting coldness, cruelty, disrespect, and why every cycle hurt worse than the one before. And I hid a lot of my pain. Not when I was reacting to people's bad behaviors, I didn't, but I did hide a lot of my pain because deep down, I refused to let people think that they broke me. I wasn't perfect at that though, and that's why people would come back at me and blame me for it all. But I was internally breaking quietly, and still I kept giving, I kept overloving, I kept bending myself into shapes to earn crumbs of affection. Until one day I realized the truth that finally fucking changed everything. And it will for you too. People weren't treating me this way because I deserved it. They were treating me this way because I expected them to, because that was all I knew. Not consciously. I didn't consciously go out and go, oh, I'm going to be treated like crap today. Not deliberately, not because I wanted more pain, but because every betrayal, every loss, every shame and wound from my past was still living inside of me. And the world was mirroring it back. And it hurt. So this is not about blame. This is not, you did this to yourself. You didn't. You didn't do this to yourself. This was done to me long before I had a choice. This was done to you long before you had a choice what this could soak up, long before I understood my worth and long before you understood your worth, long before I had language for this trauma and yourself. But once I saw the pattern clearly, which took some time for me, something inside me snapped into place. And I decided no more, no more, no more. No more recreating my childhood because that was a fucking painful journey. No more repeating inherited patterns because they weren't mine to carry in the first place. No more letting old wounds choose my relationships, money, or life, how I live, what I want. And that's when the healing began, when I said, no more, no more. And it's not linear. Healing is not linear. So let's not pretend it is. It's not. It's ups and downs. It's forwards and forwards more. But I didn't heal by pretending anymore. And I didn't heal by forcing positivity. I didn't heal overnight either. I healed by going into the root, by diligently showing up for myself every day, even when I didn't want to, by rewiring what I believed love was, because I had no other option. It was too painful to hold, by releasing that version of me who thought she had to earn everything, that poor little girl, by meeting the wounds I had been carrying since the day I was born, before I was born. And when I did, when I met those wounds and I released them and I nurtured them, people treated me differently. I treated myself differently. Health, love appeared consistently. Respect became normal. Success was normal. I radiated a confidence and magnetism that's off the scale. I finally believed in myself. I spoke up for myself without fear of what anyone fucking thinks anymore. I don't give a shit. I finally believe in myself in a way that I am so proud to be me and I love myself from my core. And I know now, whatever happens, it doesn't matter because I'm always going to be enough either way. Money has stabilized, opportunities have flown, are flowing. My nervous system is softened. And for the first time in my life, I feel at home within my soul, within my being. And I have become the person who life shows up for, a person who lives inside abundance, who is confident, radiant, magnetic, beautiful inside and out, creative, successful, supported, chosen. I found my voice fearlessly and I use it fearlessly. I am strong, courageous, fearless, resilient, incredible, and amazing, and so much more. And all because I finally showed up for myself diligently, daily, healing from these wounds. And it isn't always easy, but I was never going to give up because that dream was too big. And people can't do enough for me now. Those from my past, I thank them for showing me to me so I could heal and I could now let them go with forgiveness and love. And I take my power back, and you can too. I've taken it back, and you can too. And this is the transformation. This is the truth. And this is the proof. The deeper I heal, the more calm, the more peace, the more consistent my life has become. Oh my God, honestly, it's off the scale. The more I put myself first, the more I speak my truth, the more I choose me over the world, the more I choose me over others that aren't aligned to me, the more I adhere to healthy boundaries, something I was never taught as a little girl, but something else happened too. All of this and more. The trust in the unseen is unshakable, especially this year, from healing at the root of my inner child, inside the Healed Heart Blueprint. It has been off the scale incredible. 2 years ago, I would have been terrified. But I trust now and I happily get on with my life in calm, peace, consistency, and clarity, choosing me, knowing that everything is working out for me bigger and better than I can possibly imagine. I'm sure I understand nearly all of the patterns that you're currently experiencing, not all, but nearly all that you're struggling with right now and have been your entire life. The chasing, the overthinking, the anxiety, the sleepless nights, the people pleasing, the gaslighting, the fear of being ignored, being abandoned. None of it started with them. The disrespect, I need to add that one in. It started in your childhood. And the moment you learned that love had to be earned, that you had to chase love, attention had to be chased, that you had to perform, that you had to be perfect to receive love, that love was conditional, that your needs weren't enough, what you wanted wasn't enough, you weren't allowed to have what you wanted, that safety depended on pleasing others, or you would be cast aside like you didn't exist. You see, chasing isn't a mindset problem, it's a survival response. Your nervous system is saying, I'm not safe unless they want me. But, when you heal from the root, your energy says, I am safe either way, and I'm good either way. I'm enough either way. It's very freeing. That energy, you see, flips the dynamic, and they then mirror your new emotional state. They reflect your new beliefs about yourself. They respond to your new level of self-worth, you see, and it's all energy. So just to remember, they're not the cause. They are the mirror of everything that you have believed about yourself consciously and subconsciously. Every betrayal, loss, shame, and unwanted treatment that you endured, they are mirroring that to you, saying, this is who you are. This is who you believe you are. And until you release it, until you rewrite your story, the mirror will keep showing it back to you. There's no escaping the mirror. Neville Goddard called this the everyone as you pushed out principle, concept. And until you release these patterns, it is nearly impossible to receive and hold consistently what you desire and what you deserve and always did deserve. You can't live in chaos on one side and then peace on the other. You have to shift the beliefs at the root to go from chaos to peace. So get your pen and paper out right now and ask yourself this. How do you truly feel about yourself? So the question is, how do I truly feel about myself? Question number two, how do I feel about love? Question number three, what version of me do I want to embody right now? Take your time with that. And then when you're ready, journal the answers honestly. Then what I'd like you to do is rewrite the story. Even if it feels impossible, I want you to dream big. Write the version of yourself who is already chosen, worthy, and whole in that loving relationship, being treated like the queen, the god, the goddess, the king that you are. And return to this morning and night and fall asleep in this state and live as that version now. You do not have to repeat these cycles in 2026. You do not have to carry childhood patterns into a new year. You really don't. Your entire reality can shift, can start to shift in days with dedication. And when your nervous system finally feels safe with no more chasing, because it doesn't even compute that anymore. No more overthinking because that doesn't compute. No more losing yourself to keep someone else because you just don't. A new year is coming and your new identity is waiting for you to claim it. So, if you are ready to finally break these patterns, and if you are tired of manifesting from survival mode and exhausted and anxious of all these patterns that you can't break free from, and you want to build an identity so solid that the 3D can't shake you, and you want to step into healing, then the Collective Unlimited is where you start. It is all of my healing and manifestation workshops in one place. So you can check it out, the link below or in my bio. And it's perfect for beginners or for anyone ready to shift fast and learn how to manifest their deepest heartfelt desires. It's perfect for creating a clean, energetic slate before 2026. And all it takes is your dedication to yourself, your willingness to want it more than to keep that life, you see. And if you are ready to go even deeper, like I was, to completely rewire the childhood wounds that are controlling the trajectory of your life and experiences, these beliefs that are controlling the trajectory of your life as well, then the Healed Heart Blueprint or the Be Love program are your next step. You do not have to keep repeating the past or allowing it to dictate your entire life. You truly don't. You get to choose you now. You get to choose your mirror now. And you get to step into your mirror and love the person you always were. And when you do, the love and the life will mirror you back. That is it for me today, you guys. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And me and my beautiful Christmas tree will be back, as always, very, very soon.